you get a beer where you feel like the brewery wanted to make a marshmallow beer, so they made it a stout, and it might as well not be a stout, it's rather just a marshmallow beer. Or you get Hey guys, it's Jim here from Dr. Tankenstein with another episode of Beers of the British Isles. On today's episode, we are drinking layer cake. This, as well as being a popular Daniel Craig film, is a marshmallow and chocolate stout brought to you by BrewDog. Now, we've covered BrewDog on the channel many times before, so I won't belabor the point. They're basically the Ashton Kutcher of the craft beer world. I think everyone's in agreement with that. Now, this beer is kind of strangely colourful for a BrewDog beer, and that's what sort of initially drew my eye to it. Is that it's sort of, it's got all the pink and the black and stuff. BrewDog are usually pretty clean, the can is one colour, the text is a different colour. This sort of has its own sort of unique design within it, which is very interesting. It still though has the new BrewDog shield, I guess, and all the catchphrase jargon on there. We stand for better beer, united we stand, and all that kind of stuff. Now, this beer promises to layer marshmallows, chocolate brownie, vanilla, and cacao nibs, but none of those things are in the ingredients. So I'll be very interested to see how they achieve it. I guess they're going to achieve it through natural flavorings, which is one of the listed ingredients. But I like a stout. Like I say, this is a marshmallow and chocolate stout. I like a stout. I'm a real stout guy, and if there was one good thing I could say about BrewDog, and there are a lot of good things I can say about BrewDog, but my favorite thing about BrewDog is their stouts. If I'm honest, they really do a good stout. So I'm hoping that this layer cake is going to be one of those. They say it's a dessert in a can. Let's find out. Well, it certainly looks like a stout. Okay, so we're all poured in the glass. Room temperature, of course. I don't want, I'm not interested in a cold stout, if I'm honest. I reserve cold beers for the styles of beer. So it definitely looks like a stout, nice and dark, lovely and dark. The head really puffed up as I poured it. Now, the glass I'm using today isn't one of my usuals. This is a stout glass. So really, I guess the head should be a bit more lively. I don't know. I'm gonna pass on the head retention, to be honest. I'm just hoping that with the pour, I've got rid of any carbonation, because I just don't think, I think that canned beers do need carbonation. I think that stouts don't need carbonation. So there's that kind of weird dichotomy there between the two. So yeah, so it looks like a stout. If you read the stats on this beer, you would not believe that it's a BrewDog beer. It's almost a BrewDog beer on its head. So first off, it's 7%, like I say, marshmallow chocolate stout. It only has 20 IBUs, which I guess makes the bitterness to gravity ratio about a 0.3, which to me, I don't know, if I had a 7% stout, I would probably want about 65, 60 IBUs in it. I'm not BrewDog, I'm not a billionaire brewer, so they obviously know what they're doing. So the hop list, single hopped, Columbus, one hop only, very unlike BrewDog. The malt bill though is absolutely insane. Normally when you're reading through a BrewDog hop list, you're thinking, okay, well, let's just see what they left out. That's basically what you got here today. So in this marshmallow stout, you've got carafa, pale ale malt, chocolate, Munich, medium crystal, dark crystal, and probably some others that I've forgotten. It's setting itself up to be a very, very full-bodied beer. So let's dig in. It definitely smells like a marshmallow stout. So this beer has lactose in it as well, for sweetness, I guess, and it has natural flavorings. I guess the natural flavorings are the marshmallow, chocolate brownie kind of stuff that we discussed earlier. And you can definitely smell something, marshmallow something. If you dig deeper though, there is kind of a real nice roast character to it that you shouldn't ignore. The marshmallow's real forefront, but I think that beneath that, there's still a real good stout in here, he says. Yeah, I'm kind of glad about that. Because in the aroma, that marshmallow flavor that they've clearly added, I mean, it's overwhelming in the aroma. In the flavor, it's an aftertaste. So what you actually get in the flavor is yeah, the flavor is, it's chocolatey, but dark chocolate, like the cacao nibs that they said. There's a roastiness to it, but I think it's all sort of rounded by that sweetness. And I don't know if the sweetness is imparted by the lactose, like I said, or whether it's a lack of bitterness. It's good. I think they've used the crystal malts well as well. So like I said, they've got a medium crystal, which will give you sort of a toffee flavor. And then they've got a super dark crystal, which will give you like a prune flavor. So both those things are playing off with each other in the beer. All in all, it's very layered, but you can't ignore the marshmallow. It's very, very strong. Okay, then let's have a look at this. Let's sum up layer cake. So looks like a stout, great. Smells like a marshmallow, great. There's a lot going on, I will say that. So with a flavored stout like this, it goes one of two ways. Either you get a beer where you feel like the brewery wanted to make a marshmallow beer, so they made it a stout, and it might as well not be a stout, it's rather just a marshmallow beer. Or you get a beer where the flavor meshes in perfectly with the subtleties of a stout. I kind of hate to say it because when I first laid eyes on this beer, I thought it was going to be the first one. I thought it was going to be a beer where BrewDog wanted to make a marshmallow beer. What's it going to be? It's going to be a stout. I actually think they've done the second kind, where the marshmallow chocolate flavors mesh in quite well with the natural flavors that are already in this stout that obviously they designed and stuff. So it's not like they just found a stout and put marshmallow in it. It worked very well. Yeah. So it's very malty. So if you've ever tasted like unfermented malt wort, sweet wort before it gets bittered, there's that character to it, which I enjoy. I very much enjoy that. But then at the back, there's also a what is it? Because it's not even chocolate really. It's almost like it's got the, like I say, the maltiness, and then it's toast. But it's weird because they've got this sweetness, because it's under-bittered, that it's kind of hard to pick that out. But it's a very interesting beer. That the chocolate for me isn't coming through loads, if I'm honest. I think you can be fooled into thinking there's chocolate in there because it's brown. But if you actually sit down and think about it, I don't think there's any real chocolate flavour to it. The marshmallow definitely comes through as an after effect. It's not super full on. So I'm gonna rate this, and as I do, I've kind of got a few tongue-in-cheek questions that I wrote down. Sort of, is it unbelievable? Do you have to try it to believe it? Is it a dessert in a can? Have they gone right with the 20 IBUs? Only putting 20 IBUs in there, is that a good thing? The natural flavorings, have they gone over the top? And is there any chocolate brownie in there? I think natural flavorings, if that is indeed the marshmallow, it's probably a bit too heavy on that. 20 IBUs, I think, sits very well in this beer. It's reasonably balanced with the sweetness. Dessert in a can, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's just marketing, isn't it? So I'm going to rate this on a scale of 0 to 10, and I'm going to rate it against other, I guess, pastry stouts that I've had. And this, Layer Cake by BrewDog, I've completely changed my mind to what I thought I was going to do earlier in the video, and it's going to be an 8, because, like I said at the start of the video, as much as I hate to admit it, just whatever reason, because I'm a hater, BrewDog make a damn good stout, and yes, this does have natural flavourings in it, whatever they may be, but underneath it all is a bloody good beer. It's still very good. So I'm giving this an 8. I might change my mind later on, but you'll never find out. So head down to Tesco, grab yourself a Layer Cake, and as you're sipping away on your Layer Cake, put on the song Baby Cakes by 3 of a Kind, just because that's all I've had in my head during this whole video. It's just been Baby Cakes. I was going to sing it, but I won't. So put on Baby Cakes, drink your Layer Cake, and yeah, I guess if you like this kind of sweet pastry stout, it seems like every stout nowadays has got lactose in it anyway, head down to your local bottle shop, because there are some absolutely amazing examples. But I must say, BrewDog make a bloody good stout. So until then, guys, cheers.